Hey guys, it's Lady J back with my final analysis. Um, I remember I think I left a little short video that said that I was going to fall back off the case because it was starting to go everywhere and YouTubers were starting to battle and Facebook people were starting to get disrespectful with everyone. And, it just made me not even really want to hear the dumb stuff. So, basically, enough is enough with this Ken'neka Jenkins case, as far as I'm concerned. I'm done with it. Okay, I have my own thoughts and views and opinions on it. It is what it is. I'm going to tell you what my thoughts and views and opinions are on this case, and then I'm going to leave it at that. Um, First off, I want to start with Stevie Wonder could see what the hell happened with this case. Okay. Um, from everything, from how it first started to how it's ended up now, it's no mystery. Everybody wants to talk about, I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, the people have been bashing the mom. And then you had people who was riding for the mom who are now starting to question everything that's going on. First of all, I want to say that she doesn't owe anybody anything. Okay? When she was asking for help, she was asking for help to fight the hotel. She wasn't asking for everybody to get on here and figure out what happened to her baby. And I'm going to say that because you got to think about if those lives were never dropped, we wouldn't know anything. All we would have known is that a bunch of kids went to a hotel party and this girl was found dead in the freezer. That's all we would have known, right? But somebody dropped the live, Irene's live. I guess it was Irene, or went on her page and found it. Somebody went on there and got Ty's live as well. Coincidentally, somebody started posing as a Kimberly Wiles and decided to say what went on at this party. And then that's when the whole case just took off. Okay. I'm over it. Especially with Zach TV. I think he's doing it for followers and fame and try to blow up the Chicago scene a little bit. That's it. He could have dropped, for what those kids were saying, those videos could have been dropped. I don't even understand what he would have been threatened on. Unless somebody got a hold of his original tapes and told him what to leave in and told him what to leave in and leave out. They didn't provide anything new. If anything, they just solidified what I always thought. And I'm going to tell you what I always thought. I always thought from day one, once they realized, once things started coming out and it wasn't adding up, I'm going to say about 2.5 weeks into this case that it was gang related. Okay? Not to say that this girl was targeted, even though certain evidence would suggest that, with her possibly being slipped something in her drink, with her possibly being targeted on Ty Rollins Live, with Monifa explanation as to how she lost her. It absolutely makes no sense. I don't understand how three people go out the room, one come back in to retrieve something, and then maybe 30 seconds to a minute later, the other person comes back and retrieves something. They leave out and the girl is gone. Makes no sense to me. I'm not even going to sit here and play with these kids. I think they retarded. If you grown and you got any damn sense, you know damn well what's being put out here and what's being said is a bunch of bullshit. What's not being said ain't a bunch of bullshit. Okay? If you don't like the fact, and I want to say this now, if you don't like the fact that I'm cursing, click off, find something else to watch and do. Because I don't make a lot of these videos, but I'm a straight shooter too. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat how I feel and what I need to express for anybody so they can feel good. I'm not going to do it. Okay? This girl was targeted by somebody who's in the background. Okay? And the friends that she thought was friends wasn't her friends. They didn't care for her that much either. for whatever reason. So in that sense, she was set up. We're supposed to sit here and believe that we don't hear what we hear being said in her live. This is what this girl tried to tell us. Yet you sitting here with makeup on your eye, and you could clearly tell it's makeup from it healing from being punched in it. You could clearly see that she has a black eye in the video. Yet Zach is going to sit right across from her and hold a conversation with this girl as if he don't see the black eye. Why he ain't ask about the black eye? He only asking her about specific things. As if he was told to only ask about specific things so she can get her part out. I believe that girl knows everything that would happen to that girl and how it happened and how it went down. And I believe a bunch of other people do too. I also know that when I was watching Gray Hughes' debunking her live video about certain things that was going on in the room, he had his points, but I noticed somebody that was in there that shouldn't have been in there. And if you go to the 26-minute mark, you'll see it yourself. What I wasn't going to do was start going to people's Facebook lives and Instagrams and leaving messages and all that stuff. Threatening these people don't mean nothing to them. They live in that violence every day. So your words, especially when you're not from in that town, it don't mean nothing to them. But if I was them, I would be careful. Because it's just because they think they crazy. It's a lot of other crazy people out here that will slide into that town and probably, if they could get their hands on them, do something to them. You know? Because they're more exposed because of their live videos and everything like that. It's a lot of stuff going on that once you pay around in the background, pay attention to the background stuff, you can see exactly what this was. This girl was targeted. She was assaulted. And the only part we don't know is, was her murder intentional or by accident? Her body needed to be getting rid of. So they called in someone from the Latino gang to take over and get rid of her body. And they did. When you ask me, well, do I think that was her body on that cart? I absolutely do. No doubt in my mind, I absolutely do think that was her body on that cart. Being taken to that kitchen to be placed in the freezer. Okay, so when I'm saying it don't take a blind man to see what's going on, it's not. They got a little ring going on out at these hotels. The card cracking is part of it, for sure. Okay? People ask me, do I think her mom knows, do I think that I know her mom knows what happened to her? I absolutely do. The reason why is when she used to do her hay lives, and she always would just say peace, 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 peace. She wasn't saying peace to the people that was protesting. She was saying peace to whoever did that to her daughter. You understand? You know? So, in other words, it was, a whole ring going out there. And her death was definitely stopping money out there. But it's not just their hotels. It's a couple of hotels. You know why? Because it's gang members that work at their hotel. And I'm not just talking about the one of our own kind. I'm talking about of the Latino descent. It's not, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. They had a ring that goes on out there constantly. Because even after the girl's death, the hotel room was booked again with the same credit card there and at another hotel. What they do is that they buy these hotels with the stolen credit cards and they rent them out. They rent these rooms out to whoever come up with the money. That's how they make their money. What we don't know is how she disappeared, who took her, or what happened. But everybody consensus is that it happened in that room and when she left that room, between one of the two, right? Okay. Now, my thing is, it was a bunch of people up there. They all part of gangs. Some bullshit happened. She ended up dead. They called the Latino gang to get rid of her body. It's just as simple as that. There is no organ transferring or stealing or harvesting going on because she would have never been found. And they don't harvest from dead people. Your organs are no good. They don't know what she might have had in her system. They can't go take that and go give it to somebody. It's all gang related. And it's just that. You know why her case is never going to be solved? Because there's a big old ring going on out there. Where they got sex trafficking, they've got card cracking, and probably drug situations going on out there. So with all that going on, you stopping money. So this case needs to hurry up and be over with. Do I think the hotel has what happened to her on tape? I absolutely do. And I also absolutely believe that they're holding it over the people that are running these rings. You shut up or I release these tapes. And their job is to shut everybody else up or you're going to end up like her. It's just that simple. So like all the extra running around, trying to point out who's in this, and that, and the other, you'll be there all day going in a circle. Enough is enough with this case. If these people in Chicago that care so much about this girl is not standing up and making enough noise to knock on the right doors to get her case reopened, it's not going to get reopened. Point blank and period. So all these YouTubers who are sitting up here saying that they're collecting all this evidence to go to Washington and all that stuff, good luck with that. Good luck. Okay? I feel like, for me, I know what happened to this girl. I just don't know who the players are. So, you know what I mean? Because I'm quite sure everybody who has been drunk, turned up in a hotel, just doesn't walk into a hotel kitchen. You would have to know somebody to get into that kitchen. But what I did notice is how all the other kids that were so-called looking for her, if that's what they were clearly, if that was what they were so-called doing, they had no problems walking through their door. That means they do it all the time. It's done all the time. Okay? You got all these little scenarios going on. Now they're talking about this pool situation, which would make sense. Because as soon as you come off that elevator, you're right by the pool. You're right next to it. But wouldn't you need a card to get in there? This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all people. Stop wasting y'all time trying to figure out who did what and what. It's not going to come out unless it's investigated as an operation that's being brought down. And maybe her death will be brought up in the case. That's it. FBI is not touching this case unless they plan on bringing down the whole operation of what's going on out there at these hotels. And that may take a little bit more time than any of us have being civilians. You know, I hope that justice is served in this girl's case. But the way it's looking right now, unless they bring down the organization and the rings that's going on out at these hotels, it's not going to happen. Okay? Everybody is on hush in Chicago for a reason. And the only reason would be is because it's gang related. So, for me, I'm off this. Enough is enough. And, you know, I want everybody to have a great Christmas, a great New Year, you know, and keep your loved ones close to you. And if you can, stay away from all that mess. You know? Other than that, I have nothing else to say about this case. All right, then. Peace out, Lady J.